Many of you have started that review for the CRCT. And, we have a little bit of time left before our April spring break and testing all starts over for this school year. Because of that, I wanted to show you guys a quick way to build in questions with ActivInspire so that you can get those review packets or, those coach style books or testing things that you have already that you like to use graded quickly and efficiently so you can immediately go back and add in some instructional time, reteaching time for any misconceptions that your students have. Obviously we want to try to spice those review sessions up a little bit, because the worst thing we can do to our kids is have them sit there still quiet with packets like the test for 2 weeks beforehand and then actually expect them to do the exact same thing again for the real test. So just to give you some options for things that you can do with the ActivExpressions to kind of help out. We already have these questions set up a lot of times, and most people say, the biggest thing about not using the devices is that they don't have to retype the entire question over again. So let me show you a way around that. And again, just so you can get that data quickly, already graded, at most it'll take you 10 minutes to set up a template, and then you have that template ready to go and reuse forever. So all I'm going to do is hit Insert and Questions to get my question manager up. Okay, so I already have, let's say, a coach book that I'm using for practice. Instead of actually having a question, I'm going to have more of a statement. It says answer question 1. Okay, and typically with that, standardized testing kind of thing, it's 4 options. Now, you have the choice. If you think it's going to confuse your students, if the devices say option 1 has an answer and they're not going to be able to correlate it to A, you can go ahead and just type in A, B, C, and D to set. Okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm coming over here and I clicked on the 1 and I'm just copying and pasting. And you would just keep pasting for however many questions you have. Let's just say this little practice review has 15 questions. So now what you can do is go back and you can look at the part that you're going to give the kids, and maybe it's something you have on a document camera so that there isn't a copy for every single student. It's just a test underneath the document camera. Alright, so we've got answer question 1, A, B, C, or D. So I'm going to assign the correct answer. Maybe the correct answer was C for that one. I come down here to the next one, and now I just change that to 2 and assign my correct answer. I come down to the next one, change it to 3, assign the correct answer, and you just keep on keeping on with that until you're done with the rest of the test that you're giving. Alright, so we're going to pretend like I finished that, and I'm just going to scroll down a little bit because this is a self-paced test. That means all of this is going to show up on the student's handheld. Nothing is going to be on the Promethean board. So look up here, I might call this, like ELA, Coach Review, Unit 2, whatever the name of your test is. You don't have to have a description if you don't want to, but I like to have the test name in there so I know what it is when I export my results later. I like the students to navigate their own question set and then uncheck this box so that it doesn't keep prompting them to retry their incorrect answers. Okay? So, this is totally set and ready to go. I hit apply and I can hit done, and now on page 1 of my flip chart I've got my green play button telling me that there is a quiz there ready to be given. So I could pass out coach books and have the kids looking at that and taking the test. I could have a science consumable that I have the kids taking the test with, and then that way at the end when we review, we can just use their science consumable to mark all the correct answers. They tear that out and take it home and they have a study guide instead. Or you can go in and you have something underneath the document camera that is a quiz for them, and then they have this ready to go. So they're looking at question 1 and then simply answering it with their device. Kind of like taking the bubble sheet and turning it into the device. Notice that I didn't change the template to add anything new. This was here. It's just a text box. So you can see what I was talking about when the video started. But let's say you had some math testing up there and maybe they didn't have something to look at but you wanted some graphics. You can easily drag those graphics on there and label what question they should go with, and then the kids could use them. So, something simple, and this probably too simple. But you might have this up here and then have question 1 beside it, and maybe question 1, and the sheet they have says, is this a quadrilateral? And then that way the kids would have something to look at up here. So don't think that you can't do math items with this because pictures don't show up on the device, because you can put the pictures up here on the board for them to see, and then just tell them which question to reference the picture with. Alright, so hopefully that saves you some time, but then we'll get you that data in there. Remember, with your voting browser, any results that you have will come up right here. Obviously, when I click to expand, there's nothing there because I haven't given a quiz. And then you would have the option to export that data. So you get an overall summary to see what percentage the kids got right for the entire test. Then you could look at it by question, which could help you with reteaching, or even by student. Again, it might take you 10 minutes the first time you set up one of these templates, depending on how long the test is that you're giving, the practice review. But it's, you know, a great way for you to go ahead and have all of that feedback from the assessment there for you, and then you can quickly go back and adjust and reteach based on what main themes need to happen for your class. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. I can help you set up a template, or if you have any issues happening with the devices when you try to do this. Good luck!